what we have here is our first trigonometric expression that we're dealing with, which is a bunch of trig functions that have angles, and we're going to have to do stuff to them that looks sort of like algebra. So let's start off with this top one. That's in degrees. It doesn't say degrees in my example, but I'll fix that so it does for you guys. 60 degrees, 30 degrees, and I want to do cosecants and tangents and squareds and all this stuff. So I want you guys to take this one step at a time. Okay, so first, I want to know what is the cosecant of 60. Not the cosecant squared, not 15 times the cosecant squared, just plain old cosecant. And what I do when I think about cosecant of 60, I don't memorize that. I think, well, cosecant of 60 is 1 over sine of 60. Now, I do memorize sine of 60 degrees. So I know this is 1 divided by what's sine of 60? That is radical 3 over 2. So the answer will be 2 divided by radical 3. So that's your cosecant of 60 degrees. And that means cosecant squared of 60 degrees. Remember what cosecant squared means. That means we're taking a cosecant of 60 degrees and we're squaring the whole thing, which means we really have 2 divided by square root of 3 squared, which means we have 4 divided by 3. Okay, so that's cosecant squared of 60 degrees. That's important. Now let's take this other one, figure out what tangent of 30 degrees is. Well, I don't memorize my tangents usually. By the end of the trig unit, I have them memorized by accident because I talk about it all day long. But tangent of 30, if you don't remember how to do that, do it this way. Say sine of 30 divided by cosine of 30. Okay, now sine of 30 is 1/2. Cosine of 30 is radical 3 over 2. Keep flip change. This is going to turn into 1 over square root of 3. So that's your tangent of 30. And that means tangent squared of 30 is going to be 1 squared over square root of 3 squared, which makes 1 over 3. Now we put those in. So we have 15 times 4/3 plus 9 times 1/3. I hope everyone sees where the 15 and the 9 are coming from, right? Those are the coefficients up here in my algebra equation. And then multiply those through 15. What is this going to be? This is going to be 20 plus 3. So 23. That's your answer right here. Now, common mistakes. People acting like heroes. That's honestly where most people make their mistakes here. Because all of the steps that I just went through are not too complicated, right? There's just a lot of them, to be honest. So you have to make sure you're taking it one step at a time, write things down, and do not try to do it in your head. Okay, I do not give points for doing things in your head. Just take it nice and slow and you'll get to the answer. It's just algebra. Now this next one, right here, cotangent squared, blah, 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 blah. You can do it in radians if you want, or you could switch and turn these into degrees, right? I happen to know that pi over 6 is 30 degrees. That's one of the few conversions I have memorized. So if you want, you can just change these to degrees and start all over again, or you can just proceed with it in radians if you happen to know what your special radian angles are. Either way, that's your call.